Hello everyone, Vanguard of Valor here, and welcome back to another episode of Banished here in the town of Xanadu. Now, as things are progressing here, we're coming along nicely. We've expanded our farms and our pastures quite a bit. We're starting to grow new crops. We're adding more houses, adding more places for learnings to happen. We have a lot of people in our town now, with 87 children and 151 adults. Overall, things are looking pretty good. Now, one thing I wanted to try and do last time that I never actually got around to trying was trying to build another pasture for cows, because right now we have a ton of sheep, we have a ton of chickens, but only one pasture with cows in it, and we kind of want to get more leather if we can help it. So, by throwing down another pasture in this area, I think we should be able to really bolster our production. What I'm going for here is as big a pasture as we can manage. And that won't work there because of that spot, so I think if we try one from here, make a 19 by 19. I'm sure there's somewhere in here we can make a 19 by 19. Make them as big as we can manage. Oh, not quite. I'm sure there's somewhere in here we can do it. There's a spot. Perfect. A 19 by 19 jumbo pasture. So we'll have one giant cattle pasture over here, and that way we'll be able to hopefully get more out of them. I don't think we could build a bunch of small pastures in there and have them be actually large enough to accommodate cattle, so we'll just build one really big one instead of two ones that are too small. That should help accommodate our animals a little bit better. I do like the look of these fields, though. I like the patchwork quality of them, although I think to make it even better I need something other than pumpkins over here. Not that we really have anything that would be better for that look right now, because squash have the same kind of different appearance from the two tall, stalk-based plants. That's fine for now, though. We're still gathering iron from our mines over here. I might want to build another mine soon, so we can really boost our production if we have the population for it. Not that we really do right now, because a lot of our population is taken from other jobs right now, with gatherers and fishermen and people who are no longer where they're supposed to be working. But if we can get these children to start growing up, we'll be even better off. Also, we currently have more than 40 students, which is a first for us. I wonder how many students relocated to this school. Only 4 so far. Well, maybe that'll balance out over time, and the students won't have as far to walk. Alright. We have a new market over here as well to help deal with our storage problem, although it is still a problem, evidently. There's 67% capacity there, 69 there. Okay, it looks like it's balancing out. It's just a little bit silly. We still have a ton of food available from this guy, but food is not what we need, so we're going to hold on to our resources and move on. Alright. Alright, well, I like these little sections here with a couple people working in them. They're nice. Quite nice indeed. Either way, I think we're going to try and build up another mine anyway, because we do need this extra production, and having another mine is probably the easiest way to be able to get it in the future, even if we can't support it now. And since we have the people to make it feasible to actually build the thing, we might as well build one. So build another one right beside the other one. Make as much use of this mountain as we possibly can. I'm pretty sure these things don't drain like a mountain resource, they just drain their own space. So this one will have full potential once this actually gets completed. So that'll be fine. What are they building right now? Oh, they're building the pasture. Of course they are. A nice big pasture right over here. It's too bad they have to take the logs away in order to be able to bring them back, though, because they literally just need to return all these logs back to that location once we want to start being able to build it. But whatever. Not too worried. Harvest that, guys. Harvest that. Don't wait so long. Harvest. We want to get as much of this harvest in as we can. Keeping our food really high is a very nice thing to be able to do. Alright. I think it's funny there's no flags on these poles, though. They're just giant poles. It seems like there should be a flag on them. Otherwise, what are they for? Like, are they lightning rods or something? That seems unlikely. Lightning doesn't strike in this world anyway. Nice big open space there, perfect for putting in our pasture. We really just need to get more iron in a hurry, though. It'll take them a while to clear out the space for the mine, but once we get that done as well, we'll be able to start producing a little bit more quickly. Interesting. Taking a quick look around the map to see what's going on here in the winter, but Yeah, I think this is looking pretty good. Once these farms build up a bit more, we'll be laughing on the leather front, because this one, how much did this get us for leather last year? Got us 18 leather pretty regularly, so if we can have an 18, another one that has like 50% more, that'll probably be like about 50 leather a season, which would be great. Right now we're getting a ton of wool. An absolute ton of wool from all these guys, so wool shouldn't ever be a problem again. We're getting like over 100 of it every year now. The leather is getting gathered in as well from our hunters, though, so that's why I'm not too worried about it not being quite as high, because we get about 40 a year from all these hunting cabins. So overall, that should be fine. We have our second mine completed, which is great. That'll give us the ability to mine more. We are splitting our miners across both locations right now, which doesn't make any real difference, just slows down how quickly we burn out one location over the other. I'd love to make one of these coal production, but for now we really need the iron, so we're just going to leave it on iron and hope we keep going. We can reduce our builders again, because they have nothing else they need to be doing, and I'm really tempted, though, really strongly tempted to run a bridge all the way across there. I don't know if it's going to make any difference, but if we do want to make a civilization over here, I think that'll significantly reduce how many people die trying to get there, because I can just take the bridge across. How expensive would it be to make that bridge if we ever decide that's what we need to do? If we start it right beside our fishing hut... Oh, I can't start it there. If we start it right beside this farm, that would cost us 260 wood and 65 stone. Alright, that's actually not that expensive. We could theoretically do that. Could we run one all the way across here? Oh, there's a mountain in the way. Could we run one all the way across here? There's a building in the way. Dang it. We can't run one all the way across there either. We could run one all the way across there. That would cost 588 wood and 147 stone. I don't know if that's the best idea. I wonder if you can connect bridges to bridges. Doesn't look like it. Can you run them across each other, though? Like, if we run one here... Is there somewhere here I can start a bridge? I want to try and run a bridge across another bridge and see if it'll actually let it be possible. There's one over here. If we start a bridge there... That's not going to work. Start a bridge here? No, there's impassable areas right beside it. That's unfortunate. I wanted to test that, see if you could make a little cross of bridges and people could walk across them at that location, but it doesn't seem to want to let me try that, annoyingly enough. Alright, well, that's fine. It's not immediately emergency anyway, so we can deal with that as we get to it. We'll deal with it as we get to it. What does this trader want to give us? Cattle and chickens. No thank you, sir. No thank you. In fact, I'm just going to dismiss you. Go away. We don't want your shenanigans here. Storage for produced goods is already getting near capacity again. Those ones look fine, though. They're like 70%. I guess it's our total storage. Yeah. That's fine, though. We have plenty of space still. I'm not too worried. Even though the game tells us we don't. Gather up that iron there, guys. Good stuff. I'd love to put more people into gathering jobs, but at the moment, I think I'm a little bit hesitant to move anyone else around. We could probably afford to get some of this iron still. It's a little bit far from home, but not too far. I might not want to do that in the winter, though. Yeah, okay. Well, our churches are able to keep up no problem. Our people are really happy and really healthy, though, and they have been for quite some time, which is awesome. Check our graphs here. Look at that population. Looking good. But if we check our total citizens, happiness has been pretty stable for quite some time, and health is really high. Despite the fact that we had that scarlet fever outbreak, that didn't seem to affect our health hardly at all. Which is really interesting. Education was really high, but then took a big hit there when we added all those nomads in, so it's going to slowly go back up as the education level rises again. I think that's interesting. If you want to keep your education high, you basically can't accept nomads, because they will always drop it by however many nomads you add in. Huh. And our food graph is just constantly going up now. All these down spikes are from before the harvest, but still, we're gaining way more food than we use each year. Huh. Interesting. Well, set ourselves back to population. And it's looking good! In fact, we can almost afford to put it to 50 years now. Let's do that. Get our information over more time. So if we started that, look at the citizens one again. That's quite an interesting education chart. The other ones have been pretty much stable, but the education one's pretty interesting. Huh. Alright, well, back to work here. More people are dying of old age, and more people get born all the time, so that's fine. We have lots of students, lots of young people waiting to grow up. Sure, they can't wait to go work in the farms and in the mines. Get that black lung going at an early age. If you hit the firewood cap, that's fine. We're actually gaining tools now, which is nice, because before we were definitely permanently plummeting down in tool numbers. It looks like we kind of just need to wait till we get more iron going. We have a lot of iron production now, we just need to put people into the job so we can actually get the iron. The best way to do that, I think, is definitely still to just reduce the number of food producers we have, because we don't really need them. Like fishermen, we have plenty of food. Gatherers, we have plenty of food. We'll drop them down, put them all into mining. There we go. We have one free labor, but plenty of miners. Once we get more, we can put them back in there. I could reduce our foresters, but I like actually having them, because they mean I don't have to worry too much about all my wood cutting. But yeah, hopefully that'll be enough miners to get us a lot of... Oh, we're down to out of laborers again. That's no good. Reduce a couple stonecutters, because we don't need them at the moment. I'd really like to be back up to like 170, 180 adults, because then... Oh, look at all these people dying! Look at all these people dying! Holy cow. What do we reduce now? Let's reduce our foresters a bit, because now we need the population. It's just nothing but death messages. Jeez. Alright, young people, grow up. Hurry up and grow up. We need you. We need your youth. We can gain its power. Alright. More people are dying, holy cow. Old age deaths are not, there's nothing you can do about them, sadly. They're going to happen no matter what, and you're gonna need graveyards to accommodate them eventually. We should be okay in the long run here, though, because we have a lot of young people who will be able to replace them, but very temporarily it hurts our ability to have people in the jobs we want. How much are these mines actually producing, anyway? 102 iron in the previous season, that's pretty good. This one hasn't had a previous season yet, so it's going to take it a while to really get up to speed, but that's pretty good, especially if we can put a full group of 15 people in there. That'll get us the iron we need in a hurry, hopefully. The real problem is how much gets used for tools, I think. Because we're producing a good amount of it, it just immediately gets used. And if we aren't immediately using it, our tool numbers drop, and then we don't have any. And then you can't get more iron, and then that's an eternal problem. That's the one problem, I think, with the mining and stone cutting, is that it uses up your tools really quickly, and then you can't really keep it going. Yeah, I think at this point we kind of just need to wait until we can get the resources we need, because we need more iron to be able to build houses, to be able to get a bigger population, to be able to use up more of our food. That's a nice big cattle farm, though. I'm guessing with a maximum size you could maybe get 20 in there, but even then, it's probably close to capacity. Interestingly enough, though, this pasture didn't grow as quickly as this one did. Maybe the bigger size makes them actually grow faster, too. I don't know. It'd be an interesting thing to test later. It would be an interesting thing to test indeed. Make it like a very small size pasture, put some cows in it, make a very large pasture, try and put the same number of cows in it and see what happens. Lots of alcohol, though, which is nice. I've never actually had a surplus of alcohol in in the other game I played. I always had like 0 alcohol at all times. People would drink it as soon as I made it. But now it doesn't seem to be the case. These quarries are getting a little bit lower, but they should last us for a long time still, so I'm not too worried about that. People are using the quick drop-offs for the iron, which is good as well. Bringing them right to the stockpiles right here a lot of the time. So So that saves us having to travel back and forth a lot. It's great. People are getting hungry, so go home, you silly people. They should be fine, though. They're right beside their houses here when they're hungry. Perfect. Alright, our civilization keeps on growing. It's looking good, too. It is looking good. I could put another herbalist in there if we really needed one. We already have a bazillion herbs made at any given time, so I'm not too worried about that. I'd love to get somebody else who wants to buy, or wants to sell us seeds for herbs, though. That would be nice. Hello there. You have seeds, and you're taking herbs. What do you know? Speak of the devil. Alright, maybe we'll buy some tree seeds. We haven't done that at any point yet in this adventure. That might be a good idea. Let's get ourselves a bunch more herbs, because we can afford to put in, like, let's put in 700. Not 7,000, 700. There we go. That way we can trade him for some cherry seeds, maybe? Get some cherries. What are other options? Peaches? I want to do cherry trees. Cherry trees look nice. I don't know if they look nice in this game, but they look nice in real life. So we're going to get some. He doesn't look like he has anything else you really want, though. No. Just the tree seeds. So once we get those over there, we'll be able to hopefully acquire ourselves some trees and get some orchards going somewhere on our map. I'm not sure where we'll put our orchards. Maybe we'll make another area for orchards. That might be why we build up another area on our map. That could be good. For now, let's put ourselves up to super speed. Have we got our herbs here? Not yet. We're going to get the cherry seeds, though, so we'll acquire that in exchange for lots of herbs. 285. That's not enough. Alright, we're going to put some more people working in the trader so they can actually get this stuff moved quickly enough before he leaves. Hurry up there, traders. We got to get more herbs in there. You can't bring like 11 at a time. Bring big handfuls of herbs. There we go. There we go. So, we're looking for like 625, I think it was. Yes, perfect. And we'll buy your cherry seeds. Done. Thank you, sir. We don't need any of these other seeds you have. You've got wheat and pumpkin and corn, which you already have, and peaches, which I don't think we really can afford to buy right now. So that'll do. We'll bring this back down to 200. Let's have a stable resting environment for that. And there we go. We acquired ourselves some orchard seeds. Not orchard seeds, some tree seeds, with which we can make an orchard. So I guess we're going to use our new homes to try and build up on the other side of the river over here, and then make some orchards or something. That might be an interesting challenge to try. Orchards are something I have very little experience with. I have only made one orchard in the past, and I found that it was very inconsistent with the amount of resources you got from it because of the way the trees die and then have to grow again. When you first build one, all you get is young trees, and it takes ages for them to grow up enough to actually be useful. But we'll see how it goes. Lots of people aging up. That's good. More people being born. Also good. Alright, we can take people out of the trader again. We don't need to have 6 in there. We only need that in there when we need to move things in a hurry. I don't think we actually need to have anybody in there naturally, but I'd like to leave at least one person in the trader. Even if it's just so, like, somebody can greet the guy when he arrives. Not that it makes any difference in game, just that it feels polite. Alright, we are gaining iron, albeit slowly. So that's good. Eventually we'll have what we need. We're working on 10 times speed here, though, so that production should go a little bit faster than otherwise. Let's take a look at our cows over here. We're up to 11 there, that's not bad. What about over here? Only 7 still. Interesting. So if we had that same growth over here, this one would be full already. I wonder, then, if it's a good idea... Oh, can't split them. Okay. I was thinking if we could split them into this pasture, we could empty them into there, and then split them back, which would give a couple more, I think. Give us 9 instead of 7. Not that that makes any difference, really. We can't empty them anymore. They just had an extra one born. Perfect. Well, I don't have to worry about that option anymore, because it's no longer available to us. It's interesting, though. The other thing I don't really understand about these is that you can drop this slider from the maximum into being slaughtered for food, but then they have to grow up again, whereas if you leave them at the maximum capacity, you get a lot more food over time. I guess it's if you had like an emergency food shortage, you could drop these sliders down really low and get a ton of food all of a sudden. but that would really hurt you in the long run, I think. Oh, wow, look at this. 20 laborers. Yes! Yes, this is what we're talking about. Look at all these people aging up. This whole thing is just people turning into laborers. That's amazing. Alright, well, we can get them to work now. Let's put some people back into things like fishing. People back into things like gathering. Put people back into foresting, because we need that as well. Our trees are dropping. There we go. That's good. We're replacing some of the jobs we've had to drain from. We have 165 workers now, which is awesome. We're getting even more, too, which is even better. We'll keep putting people back into jobs we've reduced people out of, and then we'll be laughing, I tell you. Awesome. So we are looking forward to being able to build a new settlement here. We have a lot of stone, a good amount of iron. We need 100 iron to be able to make use of 400 stone in making new houses, to make a set of 10 again. This is probably going to be our immediate goal, and we'll start building an orchard area. If we could get one more kind of tree before we did that, that'd be nice, but we'll make do with what we got. Here comes another trader. We'll see if he has any tree seeds to sell us. If he does, we'll probably trade him some warm coats, because those are really good trading units, and we should have a lot of them now. If we check our actual stockpiles, how much do we have? Warm coats, 340. Wow. That's awesome. Alright, well, what does this guy want to trade us? Just lots of food, unfortunately. Alright, not interested, friend. Thank you, though. Our food is dropping pretty significantly, but it is early autumn, which means we have just started our harvest, which means we should recover our food quite nicely. Yeah. Alright, well, that's pretty good. We got a lot of new laborers, a lot of new students, a lot of new children. That's looking great. We're gathering more resources, which is also good. Put ourselves back up to 10 stonecutters. And we're looking good. When it comes time to actually build these houses, we'll probably drop a bunch of the stonecutters and miners and just get the construction going, but overall we're looking good. And we have a lot of stone storage tools now. I might actually have to turn off one of these guys so we don't use up all of our iron on tools. It seems like if we want to get iron for other things, we want to have one of them off. If we want to have iron for tools, we turn all three of them on. It seems that way anyway, because we have a pretty constant tool growth now, but a lot of our iron gets used up for it. Interesting. We'll have to experiment with that in the future, but yeah, I'm going to be back in 1 second here, and then we'll keep going. Just one little second. Sorry about that. Let's keep going here. I'm interested in seeing how much we get from these sheep farms now, though, too. Okay, that's still only takes one person. That's a lot more reasonable. It looks like these small sheep farms, or rather small chicken farms, might not be a good idea because you don't get a lot out of them, whereas with a 13 by 13 farm, it still only takes one person, but you get a lot more actual production from them. You get about 400 from one person instead of having, like, 200 from one person? 250? So that's still not bad compared to what you get from other locations, but it looks like having the bigger ones is much better. They still fill the space nicely, though, so I'm probably not going to take them out. Alright. We've had a bunch of deaths, lots of people aging up still into laborers, which is good. This is what we've been waiting for. We're up to 172 adults again at long last, which means you have like 240 population, which is crazy. I am okay with that. I'm entirely okay with that. Although we are using up our food at a somewhat alarming rate now. Time to put people back into those jobs that are requiring us food, because it looks like we need them. There we go. Lots more children being born, lots more students. Yeah, it looks like our food production is no longer quite so enormous that we can afford to not have everybody we normally do working in it. We've almost hit 100 iron, though, so it's almost time to try and build our next settlement. Although I'm probably going to start doing that next episode rather than this episode, since we're already pretty close to the end here. Pretty close to the end, indeed. We are getting iron, though, and that's the important thing. There we go, above 114. Perfect. Some of that's still going to get used for our tools, but it should be enough to make our next settlement of houses with. We have to make a nice block of 10. And of course, we'll need to make another whole bunch of support buildings, like another market and another, you know, another school maybe. Add ourselves another woodcutter probably. Add ourselves another, you know, whatever else we might need. But so far, this is looking good. Looking very good, in fact. All we need now is to add some orchards in here, and we'll be laughing. Alright, well, I'm quite happy with this. Do we have anybody living in there? Nope, boarding house is empty, which means everyone has an actual home, so that's good. What is our population at now? 252. Fantastic. We've almost made it to 300, which is my original goal. We're back up to 91% education as well, which is also great. That's some pretty good stuff. We have maximum health, maximum happiness. Some good stuff going on here. Look at that population high. Very nice. Very nice. This is basically our all-time high of adults. Maybe a little bit less than here, but that's pretty great. That's pretty great. Look at our citizens as well. Our education is almost back where it was. And our happiness is actually higher than ever. Which is crazy. Just crazy. Health is super high as well. Very stable at that height. I like it. Alright. Well, hard to complain about that kind of thing. We have 6 free laborers again as more students age up. That's awesome. We're going to have a massive downspike eventually when all of these youths suddenly die at around the same time. But for now, we're going to take advantage of it because it means we have a lot of workers. These extra 6 I'm probably going to put into more food production because our food is dropping at a fairly alarming rate still. So we're going to get them back into that. We have another trader here though. Let's see what he wants. He has leather, iron tools, firewood, and stone. Well, I don't really need any of those things, and he won't accept herbs for them, so I'm not super keen on trading for them. We'll make a lot of leather on our own. We get a lot of iron tools on our own. I might want to buy some more iron tools, I guess. But I'm not convinced that that's super important right now. Having more of them would be good, though, because that way we don't need to have as much production dedicated to that at all times. So let's bring over some warm coats. Those are pretty obscenely valuable. He only has 100 tools, right? Yeah. They're worth 20 each, which is craziness. So we should be able to get lots of tools for those coats. And that'll be good. We'll probably do that trade and then end the episode here. Things are looking pretty good for us, though. Things are looking pretty good. We're not going to need 100 coats to actually make that trade either, because they're worth way more than the tools are. It's going to take us, like, what, 40 coats? Yeah, it only takes us 40 coats to buy all of these tools. So that's awesome. That's partially why I wanted to have that... Oh, hang on, there's a question mark here. No, it's a stopped farm. That's fine. That's partly why I wanted to have that warm coat production, not just to make people happy, but also because it's super valuable. Actually, I can bring it down to 40 anyway, because it gives us 20 each, which means it's 800 for 40 coats, and it's only 800 for all the iron tools. So why got them to bring more than we need? There we go, and all your tools, trade, thank you. And that's why warm coats are awesome. Alright, that gets us a bunch more tools, so we don't need to worry so much about that production. We're going to keep all 3 people producing for now because it's just nicer to have that that guaranteed. Look at them bringing stuff over there so fast. Of course, we are on 10 times speed, so there's no surprise they're going super quickly, but still, look at them go. Anyhow, we're probably going to end this episode here for now. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. This has been Vanguard of Valor playing some more Banished here for you in the town of Xanadu, and we're coming along nicely, quite nicely indeed. It's going to take us a little bit of time next time to build up our new settlement, to decide where we want that still, I suppose. Probably over here, though. And we'll go from there. So, thank you very much for watching, everyone. This has been Vanguard of Valor, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, bye-bye.